Hey everyone, welcome to the team call. My name is Janelle Summers and this is the Team Hardcore weekly training call. And today is Thursday, October 26th. So we're at the end of the month and you've got plenty of time to still finish this month strong. I also want to say welcome to our new UK coaches who this is their first team call. So that's super exciting. And so we're at the end of the month. And so for those of you that are new in the business, whether you're from the UK or you're from the United States or Canada, if you're new in the business and this is your first month in the business, if you're looking to earn a ticket to Summit and you want to hit that goal of making Success Club in your first 3 months in the business, just realize that if you don't make it this month, you do still have another opportunity because they will allow you to use your first full month as month one. So you could make Success Club in November, December, and January, or you could make it for October, November, and December. You actually have that option. So I just want to make sure that that was clear as far as Success Club goes. But even if you are at Success Club 0, it's not too late. It's definitely not too late. So I want to really, I don't know if you guys know this, but I spent a lot of time researching and preparing for these team calls. I might seem like a hot mess once I get on here, and that is sometimes true. But the truth is I really spent a lot of time in preparation. And with this team training today, the topic, of course, is focus where it counts. And the reason for this is because I have been finding, especially lately, so many coaches that are really working hard and and this is not an easy busy business, and a lot of you have very busy lives and you work full-time, or you're a full-time mom or dad, or both, and you don't have time to waste. I mean, we all know we're in this because we want to help people and we want to help them get results, and we want to help people benefit both physically, financially, and emotionally, and become better people and live healthy, fulfilling lives, right? We want to do that. But the truth is, if we can't build our business and we can't, build a sustainable business, a thriving business, then we can't continue to do this, right? So we have to be able to be effective. And I see too often that there are a lot of coaches, some that are new, but some that have been doing this a long time, and some in between. So at all ranks, at all levels, and all experience levels, that too much time is being spent in the wrong places. And that just kills me to see it happen. So I really felt that it was time to do a training for letting you know, again, and for some of you it may be a reminder, where to focus your time so that you're not spinning your wheels. And unfortunately, I have seen 3 really big mistakes. I've seen mistakes, of course, and I make mistakes too, you guys, so please don't think that I'm like, I do it all right. But 3 big things that really have been standing out. So let me go through those first. Okay, so hopefully you can take notes on this. The number 1 big mistake I've been seeing is that too many coaches are spending too much time trying to drag people, trying to convince the same people, or just waiting for these same people to get off the fence, and finally buy a challenge pack or join their challenge group, or finally get off the fence and actually become a coach, or whatever it may be. So they're spending a lot of time focusing on these people, or even for those of you that have a team, have some coaches already, spending so much time trying to drag them into the business and waiting for them to take their business to the next level, or waiting for them to actually start working their business, or waiting for them to act on what they say are their goals, and they're just not. And I just cannot stress enough that that is not worth your time. We can only be there for the people who are self-motivated. Yes, we motivate people, but when you really break it down, what we do is we help further motivate the already motivated. What's up with this hair? So, there's nothing that you can actually say or post that's going to give someone that fire within. It usually has to come from themselves to have that fire to make a change in their life, to suddenly make that decision that, yes, I'm gonna change my life. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start eating healthier. I'm going to start taking on a new habit. I'm going to start this new business. I'm going to start working this business that I already have in my back pocket. I'm going to make some changes. That has to come from within. All we can do is be that person that is consistently on their radar saying, I'm here for you. I'm ready to help you when you're ready. That's all we can do is lead by example and show that we're doing it and we're not waiting for anyone. You have to respect, you guys, we have to respect our time and what we have to offer people enough to be able to say, look, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. And whether you come with me or not is up to you. I love you regardless, but it's up to you. And you have to make that decision. When you do, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So what I'm saying, you guys, is you can't be spending your time trying to drag people and convince people and sit and wait for people. We don't have time for that. We have to very confidently keep moving forward. I just hope that's so clear. So one of the big issues that's causing that big mistake is not adding enough to your network. That's one of the big underlying issues that's causing that big mistake to happen, of continually focusing on the same people, is that we're not adding enough to our network and not talking to enough people. I know when I was new as a coach, I was so focused on this one neighbor of mine who I thought was going to be my first sale. And I talked to her about TurboJam and she was really excited, blah, blah, blah. And I was really like focused on whether or not she was going to buy. And that was just such the wrong thing to do. If you focus on one person or a handful of people, you're going to be climbing an uphill battle, and this will not be fun. And the more you do that versus just continually adding to your network and continually talking to new people and just running with the willing, even if it's one person at the moment, running with that person, but continually adding more, adding more, adding more. I've been doing this 9 years. I'm still adding, you guys. I'm still adding, right? I'm not just saying, oh, I just got to focus on these people and get them going more. I am focusing on you guys, but I still am adding. In the background, I'm always adding to my network. So the second big issue is constantly trying to find a shortcut or a reason that this isn't working when you need to find a reason to make this work. But constantly trying to find a shortcut is a really big thing that people are spending too much time on. So they are spending too much time on some, busy work that is not actually going to work, is not actually going to build their business more. But they saw some top coach doing it. As a newer coach or a coach that maybe isn't Emerald yet or maybe isn't Diamond yet, dude, you've got to do these things that I'm going to go over. Okay. Where it counts stuff that I'm going to go over. That's what you need to do. You don't need to go looking for any other sparkly object or website that you need to create or this social media guru that you need to work with, or it's not that, you guys. I can tell you it's not that. And I spent yesterday talking with several of my leaders, $1 million earners and highly ranked coaches. And I just said, you guys, let's just talk about this. Where are our coaches spending too much of their time? I said, think about your coaches right now who are not yet Emerald or who are not yet Diamond or who are not yet making a consistent income or who are not, making Success Club on a consistent basis. Like the coaches who are really putting in the work, but are not seeing some of these other things like rank advancements. They're not seeing any Success Club points. They're not seeing like what's happening, what is happening. And I'm not going to say that I have the answer, that what I'm going to go over maybe fulfills the need of every single coach that's listening, but this is what I kept hearing over and over from my leaders, that this was the problem, that these are the three things that people are spending too much time on. So the second one, of course, was trying to find that shortcut way and thinking that there's a faster way to get to success, when the fastest way to get to success are these things that I'm going to talk about, what to focus on. It's like just this 5-step process, and it's a simple process. It does take effort. It does take consistency. And anytime you talk about consistency, that's not easy. It does take patience. It does take belief in yourself. And those things aren't easy. But the actual process and what it takes is it's pretty simple, okay, in those terms. So, one thing that, as far as trying to find these shortcut ways, if you are, one thing that trying to find the shortcut, one thing that coaches are doing is they're looking on YouTube to try and find like that secret sauce, right? And I'm guilty. Like when I was newer as a coach and was working my butt off to make this work on top of my full-time job, and I kept thinking, wow, like I started listening to the corporate, wake up call, which it wasn't called that then, but I would hear these coaches announced and getting recognition. I thought that's just, I'm missing something. Like I'm obviously missing something because I'm working my butt off, and that seems impossible to me. Like I think they had mentioned someone that added like 12 coaches to their team that month, and I was like, okay, clearly there's like some kind of SEO secret that I don't have, because that's impossible. Like that's impossible. You can't add 12 coaches to your team in 1 month. Like no way. So again, I thought there was a secret. I let that be a fleeting thought, because I kept reminding myself that before I even got into this business, I was told it's going to take time. You've got to give it time, because this business is really built on momentum, and momentum doesn't come overnight. It comes over time. It comes from you putting yourself out there over time. It comes from you building your network over time. It comes from you adding value over time. Everything was over time. So the one thing I couldn't shortcut was time. You can't shortcut that. And so it really is a waste of your time to be looking for that secret sauce or that secret way that's going to help you, expedite this business or expedite your success. And there are some things that you'll see on YouTube that it scares me that other coaches are watching, because I'm like, okay, yeah, that might get you to diamond quickly, but that's not going to build a long-term business. In fact, it's going to get to diamond and then it's going to crash. So there's things on YouTube where I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope they don't watch this, because yeah, that's faster, but maybe it's not ethical. Maybe it's not even within policy. Maybe it's not even what works anymore. I mean, some of the trainings that are on YouTube were great maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but just are not what's working right now. Okay, so you really have to be so careful about trying to search for some kind of shortcut. Make sure you stick to the trainings. I promise you that I have other guest speakers on these calls, and I give you lots of different perspectives of ways. There's more than one way to do everything, and I fully get that, and we're not all the same personality. But when it comes down to the basics are still the basics. There's some different ways of doing things that might work better with your schedule or might work better with your personality. There's no doubt about that. That's true. But as far as like this shortcut way to do things, don't waste your time looking for that. Okay. So the third thing is not asking or inviting. Just constantly doing your thing. And gosh, I see so many of you that are like just so inspiring, and your posts are just awesome. I have seen some amazing posts out there that I'm just like so proud, and maybe they're not even on my team, but I'm just like, I'm proud of what we do. I'm proud of how we inspire. I'm proud of how we help people. Like I'm almost getting teared up, right? So proud of that. What makes me even more sad is when they are not able to have success in their business and continue inspiring in that way, because they never ask people to commit. They never ask people to make a change. They never ask people to do what's difficult. We as coaches, our role is to give people that accountability, to hold people accountable and to support them in that. When we hear that they have a pain point, when we hear that they have a need, whether it be with their fitness or with their nutrition or with their finances, when we hear those needs, and then we hear back that, yeah, they have that need and they need help, it's our role to ask if they've ever considered one of our solutions. And a lot of coaches are not asking. They're afraid to ask if they've ever considered one of our solutions. And that is a huge problem. And you're doing a disservice to them, and you're doing a disservice to yourself and to your business and to the longevity of your business if you're not asking. You're letting your fear of judgment take over your desire to actually help them change their life. And that is sad. That is really sad, because I know there have been some really inspiring, awesome people that either have put the business on the back burner or have left the business. And it's because they didn't have that courage. It takes courage to ask. And honestly, when you're thinking about it in the right way, the fact that you asking them this question is a much bigger gift to them than it would ever be to you. They have a much bigger chance of changing their life significantly from making that decision to change than any benefit it's going to give back to you. You're asking for their benefit, and you need to not forget that. So those are the 3 biggest mistakes. So let's talk about what the actual flow looks like, so that you know where to focus, so you know what actually counts. What does the business look like? What should it look like, so that it flows and it builds? So it's really important that you understand something that I understood when I was a new coach, and that I am constantly trying to make sure that all my coaches and all my downline and even other coaches on other teams understand clearly. Because if you don't understand this, you might be able to inspire a lot of people, and you might even be able to help some people, but you won't be able to continue your business, because your business won't build if you don't understand this. That the bigger you build your team of coaches, the people that are like you, that also want to spread this message of fitness and health and well-being through the products and programs that we offer. When you build that team up bigger and bigger, that is the only way you're able to leverage reaching as many human beings as possible with the message of what fitness and health can do for people, is through a team. Through my leaders and through all my coaches, so many thousands of people have changed their life with fitness, and even some lives have been saved with fitness and with finances. Not through me alone. I don't know all these people. Some of these people that have come to me either on Facebook or seeing, when I'm out and about, that have said their life has been changed by someone that is in my downline, that's one of my coaches or one of my coaches. I don't know that person. One of my coaches knew that person. I can't reach everyone with this message. The only way this message of ending the trend of obesity gets spread far and wide is through coaches who get the message, they live it, and they share it with others, and they bring people on board who also get it and who also live it. That's the only way it exponentially spreads, right? I hope you get that, and I hope you agree. So for those people that just focus on sales, you're really limiting your scope. You're really limiting your scope of how many people you can help with fitness and in this business and wellness. You're really limiting it. So the bigger you build your team, the more people you're actually able to help get fit, because your team members, when they become a coach, it's part of our role to get our best results. It's part of our role to be our best self, right? So the more team members you have, they're all getting more fit, because now they feel accountable. They're in that role now. And they're in the role to inspire their friends and family. So the bigger the team you build, the more people are actually getting fit, and the more people that are actually getting paid. Why would you not want that? Why would you not want that? So when you only focus on sales and you make that your only focus, you're helping people get fit, but you're missing a whole huge opportunity to help a much larger number of people, and to help a much larger number of people also make a business out of helping other people, which means they can do it more and they can affect more people. I don't know. I just hope that you understand that, because I understood it when I started, and I thought, okay, cool, because I don't want to push people into products or programs. Like, I want them to use Beachbody if they want help, if they need help. But if they don't need help, I don't want to like push it on them just because I need to pay my bills. I don't want that. I want to help people who are willing. I want to focus on the willing. And for those people that I meet that do, love Beachbody and believe in it like I do, I want to help them spread this message. I want to help them start this business. I want to help them become successful with it. I want to help them have the confidence to build their team. And I want their team members to have the confidence to build their team, because the more we do all that, the bigger this message spreads. Okay, so on to my next thing. So basically what I'm saying is that, building a team is critical. It is absolutely critical if you want to build a business, a growing business and a growing income. You do have to build a team. And I'm sorry if someone doesn't like that I said that. It's the truth. And I think we skirt around it too much, because so many people are turned off by a team, which I don't get it, because everyone coming on the team has the same business opportunity. It's not like I make money off you or you make money off me. It doesn't work that way. That's not how the comp plan works. So I don't know why anyone feels like it's icky to say that, but it's just the truth. Okay. So if you want to build a big business, you do have to build a team, and it's not like it's going to happen overnight. Again, it's going to take time, and you want to have quality people on your team that believe in the same mission that you do and are in it to help other people. That's at the core of why they're in this business, is to help other people. And they realize that if they follow this flow of things, they're going to help more people and more people. And one of the benefits coming back is that, your income grows and your business grows. It's just the benefits that come with it if you do it right. Okay, so what do you have to do though in order to build a team? So you're like, okay, I get it. I do need to probably start building a team, or I need to build my team more, or I need to continually be building my team. How? You have to continually be adding to your network and continually be having that group of people that do use Beachbody programs and products and do believe in Beachbody. You have to have that group continually growing. So your network's growing, and that group of people who know, like, and use Beachbody programs is growing. Programs and products, obviously. So that number is growing. So you have to have these two bubbles, the network and the Beachbody believers, growing. They have to continually be growing. Otherwise, you can't keep asking, your so-and-so friend and your neighbor if they want to become a coach and keep waiting for them to jump on board. That's not gonna work, okay? Or that's gonna be really frustrating. So let me go through this 5-step process, okay? We've talked a lot about the 5-step process before, and part of me was like, do I need to go back and look at all my documents that are out there about the 5-step process and make sure that I line it up with what I say today? And I thought, no, I'm gonna go today with a 5-step process that is just on my heart and mind, okay? And first of all, I hate to say it, but I don't have my other laptop set up, so I can't see your questions today. So I apologize if you're asking questions. Hopefully you're all in agreement. And if you do have questions, if you could please ask them again in the Coach Success group and just tag me, because I'll check it. And it's on the pinned post. So here's the process, and then we'll be done, okay? Because I want to make sure that this doesn't go too long. Number one, you have to be adding to your network. You have to be adding to your network. That's the number one thing. And I just did a training, how to add to your Facebook personal profile page. Just did it maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, but I just did it. Went through exactly how you can be doing that on Facebook. And then I was going to do another one about how to do it on Instagram, but honestly, we have the best training on how to add your network using Instagram that Jen Richardson did for us. And so that's on my training site as well. So JanelleSummers.com, and the username is Team Hardcore, all lowercase, all one word, Team Hardcore. The password is fitness, all lowercase. So look for, if you're still I'm really not adding to my network, ask yourself, are you adding a minimum of 20 to 50 people to your network every single week? Now, there's lots of different ways to do that, by saying I've got a free group, and invite, you have, in order to be in it, you've got to invite a friend to it, and when they do that, you friend request them. So maybe that's how you're adding to your network. Maybe you've done a Facebook post that you boosted, and you friend requested those people. Like, there's lots of different ways to be adding to your network, but we go through those ways in those trainings. So Facebook and Instagram, how to add to your network, is on my training site, JanelleSummers.com. The Facebook one was a few weeks ago. The Instagram one was, I want to say it was early this year, I believe, and it was with Jen Richardson. And all the trainings for 2017 and 2016 are in date order. I believe Jen Richardson. So write down Jen Richardson. She's in our downline, an awesome leader. And so check out those trainings. But make sure that you're meeting the minimum. Now, if you really want to ramp up your business and not even be doing the minimum, but be doing more than the minimum, like most of my leaders, that's what they've done. They've done more than the minimum. The minimum is 20 to 50 added per week. Now, at first that might seem really hard, but if you break it down per day, or maybe you have certain days of the week that you just really can't work your business, so you have other days that are massive action days. Maybe on the massive action day, that's one of the things you do. You make sure you add at least 20 people to your network. Now, one thing that you can do to track that is, how many Facebook friends do you have today? Write that down. Or if you have a like page, how many people have liked your page as of today? If you have an Instagram account, how many people are following you as of today? Okay, so write down some of those numbers, and maybe you're only in one social media platform right now, and eventually you need to go on to another platform, or maybe you're in two, but write down some numbers so you can kind of keep track. Like, am I really adding to my network every single week? Number two is to be connecting with these people. Okay, so like in the Instagram training, she talks about searching on the hashtag and then actually doing what we call CCQ. CCQ, for those of you that don't know, stands for comment, compliment, question, or it could be compliment, comment, either one first, and then question. Okay, so as an example, let's say you search the hashtag, like I love the store Carbon 38 for workout wear. Okay, so let's say I search the hashtag Carbon 38 and I see someone, I'm like, oh my gosh, she seems so cool, like I could be really good friends with her. And so let's say she posts these leggings that are just like awesome. I'm like, oh my goodness, I love those leggings. I need a pair just like that. I had a favorite pair and they're ripped up now. Where did you get them? So that was a comment, a compliment, and a question. Okay, that just starts conversation. Now, if I were to just say, love your leggings, she'd probably like on it, and that's the end of it. There's no conversation that started. You have to ask questions. So comment, compliment, question with people. And so as you're connecting, you're starting to maybe DM with this person. Well, actually, that might have been a DM anyway. I could have DM'd her versus saying it in the comment section. And let's say you're following some of the Facebook tips of finding people and attracting people. So maybe you're having a personal message go back and forth with this person. Maybe it's someone that was in a Facebook group. We talk about, finding Facebook groups of like-minded people. Either way, if you can get to a personal one-to-one message where you are doing the CCQ, that's the best way to connect. Okay. So number 2 was connect. Number 3 was to, over time, figure out what their needs are. What's their situation? Where do they work? Where, as you get to talking to people more, one rule of thumb that I have is I try not to leave a message without ending it with a question. So someone might have said to me, I really like those shoes. Where did you get them? And so I might DM her and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I actually got them last year. I'm so sorry. They're kind of old, but I don't know, maybe I can still help you. What kind of workouts do you do? Boom, we're on the topic of fitness already. And she just might have just liked the color of my shoe. She might not even work out, right? But getting into those conversations and asking questions and just stay cool. Like, don't get weird, and don't ask too many. And I know that sounds funny, but it's easy to do, especially for someone like me when I'm excited about something. I can word vomit. Don't word vomit, but just have natural conversation. Don't think about, oh, I need to make this person a coach. Oh, I need to make a sale to this person. I need to make sure I get on the topic of fitness with this person. Be patient. Be patient. Be cool. Just have conversation like this is going to be your new social media BFF. Okay? Keep it cool. So number 3 is, oh, I already said number 3 was define their needs. Number 4 is once you understand this person's needs, invite them to something. Okay? So maybe you're doing a free group that has something to do with nutrition. Maybe you're doing a free group that has something to do with confidence, or maybe it has to do with a podcast, or maybe it has to do with something you're learning a lot about right now. Maybe it's intermittent fasting. Maybe you're, something. So I do recommend having a free group that you run once a month. That's 5 days. Okay. 5 days, one free group a month. So it might be that you're inviting her to this group that's not going to start until next month. Maybe you're inviting her to an actual challenge group. Maybe it's something more where it's quite obvious that she wants help with fitness. Maybe you're inviting her to learn more about the business opportunity. Maybe you know that she already uses Beachbody programs or products. There are tons, I want to say thousands, who maybe love Beachbody and were a coach in the past. This is actually huge. Little tip here, make sure you take a note. We're a coach in the past and they didn't have success with it. Maybe the coach that they signed up under didn't really explain to them how big this opportunity is. Maybe they didn't feel like they belonged. Maybe they didn't believe in themselves. Maybe they didn't know what they know now about the business. Maybe, who knows? There are tons of people out there who love Beachbody who either have never been a coach before or never knew there was a business opportunity, or have been a coach before, quit, kind of would like to become a coach again. Maybe just for the discount on Shakeology, but maybe to actually make something of it this time. They're all out there. Thousands, okay? And those people are going to become coaches over this next year. It's just going to be a matter of, will they join you, the one that's connecting with them and the one that they know, like, and trust? Or is someone else going to be more consistently putting themselves out there? So number 4 is you have to ask. You have to invite them to something, okay? And you have to track. That's when I start tracking people. Now, some people track like everyone that they come across, and you could do that. That's up to you. Once I've invited someone to something, like I feel like I could connect with them and I understand their needs and I've invited them to something, that's when I start tracking, like, okay, I've made a connection with this person and I feel like I can help this person in some way, shape, or form. It might be that they never buy anything. It might be they never become a coach or anything like that. I don't care. This is someone that I put on my radar as someone I can clearly help in some way, shape, or form. Whether anything comes of it or not, who cares? So invite and track was number 4. Invite and track. And here's a little minimum to give you on that one. Make sure that over the course of a month, that you're inviting or talking to at least 20 people about your next challenge group. And I do recommend having a challenge group each month. I just do one a month and I usually do 3 weeks. Even if it's a program that's longer than 3 weeks, my challenge groups are 3 weeks. So I'm getting them started with the first 3 weeks. Now, if they bought a challenge pack from me, they're welcome to join the next challenge group as well. And also keep in mind, you don't have to require that someone buys a challenge pack. Someone's not going to like that I said that, but it's true. It's not like, if you're running challenge groups, if you're like, I have such a hard time getting people to buy challenge packs, then don't require that. Require that they invest in something, a product or program, in order to be eligible to be in this complimentary group that you offer people that have invested in a product or program from your business. Boom. It doesn't always have to be a challenge pack. If that's not what they actually need, then I don't know about you, but I don't want to force that on them. Now, if you do have challenge groups where you require that and you've had success with that, continue that by all means. But I think that takes a little more time and experience in your business until you get to that point where you have enough people wanting to get into a group that you can actually say, I'm sorry, this group is only reserved for those people who buy a challenge pack or for those people who get on Shakeology Home Direct. And I do, for my customers, if they're on Shakeology Home Direct or have ever bought a challenge pack, they get to be in all my challenge groups for, the whole year. Okay, so number 4 was invite and attract. And like I said, inviting at least or talking to at least 20 people about a challenge group. And when it comes to the business opportunity, you guys, this is really important. Listen closely and write this down, circle it and highlight it. The minimum is that you should be really talking to 3 people per week asking if they have ever considered this business. Okay, 3 people is the minimum. So my leaders, the ones who have really gone far in this business, they take these minimum numbers and they double them. Some of them triple them. That's up to you. Your pace in this business is totally your decision. Okay, what you put into it is what you'll get out of it. And I'm just saying 3 is the minimum. So if you're not asking at least 3 different people every single week, then don't ask why your business isn't taking off. Because you know why. I just told you why, and you've heard it before. So a minimum of 3, 5 is even better. 10 is like, whoa, you're going to be rocking it. It'll still take time because it takes time for those people, out of every 10 that you say, have you ever considered this business? Or have you ever considered starting an online business? Or have you ever considered doing what I do? For every 10, there's usually going to be anywhere from 1 to 3 who will eventually say, yeah, I think I do want to be in that next sneak peek group. Or yeah, I think I do want more information. Or yeah, I think I am. So 1 to 3 out of the 10 that you talk to, that you invite, okay? And they might not be right away. You have to continually be following up. 5 to 7 points of contact before people typically feel like they're ready to make a decision. 5 to 7 points of contact. So after you've planted that seed, did you stop talking to them? Because they're not gonna take you up on this. They got a million other things going on. They need to hear from you some more. And you need to continually build that relationship. So again, number 4 was to invite and track. So you have to ask. And the way you ask it is always, given the need that you heard, whether it be a financial need, a need of just wanting to have more purpose in what they do every day, a need to transition out of their full-time job, a need to transition to part-time out of their job, or a need to just make a supplemental income, whatever the need is, or whatever the need is for fitness or nutrition, whatever need or pain point you hear, you say, oh, based on what you just said, have you ever considered trying X? X being whatever that is that we offer that could fulfill that need. Have you ever considered? You don't say, would you like to buy? Would you like to go to my website? What you just say, have you ever considered trying X? Have you ever considered trying an online business like I do? Have you ever considered trying PIO? Have you ever considered trying a challenge group to help keep you more accountable? Hopefully that makes sense. Number 5, and lastly, is to follow up with urgency. So it's not just a follow up. We always say the magic is in the follow up, but there's even more magic when you give it some urgency. Give them a reason to make a change now versus waiting. It's almost never a good idea to wait. I don't know about you guys, but when I need to get my workout in and I'm like, I'll just wait. I'll wait until later in the day. That's like never a good idea. Almost everything in life that we need to do that we procrastinate, we would have been better off to not procrastinate. Truth right there. And it's the truth for them. They want to procrastinate something, making a decision that feels a little scary, and obviously is going to be a commitment, and we all shy away from that. And so asking them to make a change for themselves now versus later is so incredibly key. Because if you don't give them a reason to make this decision now versus waiting, they will just wait. They will forever just be on the fence, or usually they will be. And it makes a huge, massive, I cannot even tell you, huge difference when you don't give any sense of urgency. It's kind of like, hey, whenever you decide, whenever, just let me know. Whenever you want to do it, just let me know. And there are some times, I will say this, there are some times where that's the appropriate thing to say, because you've heard very clearly they're going through something traumatic, or they've just had a tragedy in their life, or there are times, trust me, we have to have empathy, and I do, because I've been there, I've been in their situation. But there are also times where you always need to put out that sense of urgency, but if they still given that sense of urgency, they're like, yeah, but I've got this going on, or this just happened, or whatever. Have empathy, but make sure you put it out there, that sense of urgency. So you're not forcing it, you're just putting it out there that it would make sense it would be best for them to act now versus later. So maybe it's that you have a new group starting. Maybe it's that you're only accepting the first 5 that commit. Maybe it's that you're only, you want to keep your new coach training small. Like I like to keep mine on the smaller end, especially because I allow my other coaches and them to be in it as well. So I want to be effective. So I got to keep it small. So by saying only the first 5 that commit, and yeah, I might extend the deadline or I might extend the number of people, it depends on the situation, but you have to give people a reason to say, yeah, I need to go for this now or else I'm going to miss out on that. Okay. So you need to give them a reason. So that's it. If you had any questions, please post them in the Coach Success group. Thank you so much for getting on. And again, welcome to the UKers. This was their first team call. I hope you loved it. And we'll see you next week. Thanks so much.